Let's go, Dale.
Ako ba una?
Wait. Can I just say something?
Go lang.
Para habang makapag-isip yung others. Since yung the last question before this was like if we were satisfied or not with our performance as a president. I think in retrospect, like looking at everything in this span of 1 year in our terms as a president, I think sobrang daming stuff na hindi nakikita ng people from the outside. Pero yung experience natin as a president, sobrang dami nating sacrifices. And alam niyo na sobrang hirap siya. So I think all of us deserve a tap on the back. Despite na sinasabi niya na... Kasi like sabi ni Lance, sabi ni Dale, sabi ni Alex na medyo unsatisfactory kayo with your work. Pero like, as a president and myself, nakikita ko like hanging out with you guys na sobrang dedicated nyo with your work, with your org, and each and every one of all of you. I look up to each and every one of you then in a sense na magaling din naman kayo as presidents, and our job is not a joke. Hindi lang siya basta-basta lang. And all of us did a great job. So, yun lang.
Ganun ba, Asin?
May bestie.
You look up to me pala. You look up to me.
Dito niya papakawalan yun.
I look up to...
Recorded pa naman to.
Exposed.
Gagawin audio clip.
Pwede po mapakat yung portion na yan. Or like, I look up to every one of you except yung president ng BMS.
Ay, bro.
Name drop.
Joke lang. Nako, recorded.
Discriminatory.
Nako po.
Ikat yung part to. Yun lang yung sinabi.
Yun lang yung video eh.
Yun lang yung video.
Yun yung intro. Yun yung intro.
Yun yung intro, yun yung outro, yun yung katawan.
Repeat lang. Nakaloop.
"32 Baker Street is a small business founded by three sisters who love to bond over food. Driven by their passion for baking, they bring a little bit of sweetness to the lives of their customers amid the bitter taste of the world. They offer freshly made sweet treats like chocolate chunk cookies to butter brown s'mores, and the newest banana cream cheese swirl that will surely satisfy your cravings. The Meaning of Life podcast listeners get 2 free cookies or muffins by entering the promo code TMOLPODX32. And I repeat, TMOLPODX32 in the remarks section of their order form. So without further ado, let's get back to the podcast.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Meaning of Life podcast. And with me here today are my dear friends, the Pro President. So, guys, who are you guys? And can you give us a brief introduction on who you guys are and what you guys do?
Oh, hi guys, I'm Annette. I'm the former president of AdCreate Society. So AdCreate Society is the advertising management organization under the College of Business.
Okay, so I'm next, alphabetical, diba? So, hi guys, I'm Dale. I am the outgoing president of the DLSU Economics Organization. And the DLSU Economics Organization is the home organization for students of the School of Economics.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Lance, president of JAMA, outgoing also. And JAMA is actually the marketing organization for the College of Business. And actually, fun fact, our sister org is AdCreate. So yeah, we're under the same department.
Okay, I'm next. Hi guys, I'm Athena, the 64th president of JPIA, which is the home org of accountancy students in DLSU.
Hi guys, my name is Jen. So, and Leila Salle stands for law in Spanish. So, ayun, it's for aspiring lawyers.
I didn't know that.
Same.
Hi, I'm Alex. So I'm the current management Financial Institutions Association, which is the home organization for management of financial institutions majors. And Bafia is currently on its 47th year.
Hi, so I'm Gio Flores. I'm the former president of Young Entrepreneur Society. So basically, we cater to, of course, entrepreneur students of De La Salle University.
All right. Alright. So, hi guys. Parang hindi lang tayo nag-uusap-usap na parang ewan kanina. Pero, sige. Pero
Oh my
ano,
gosh.
siguro question ko sa
Bye.
inyong lahat. I just wanna ask you guys, like, what made you guys want, or baka siguro hindi nyo ginusto, or what made you guys push through with like being a president of a professional organization in DLSU? Kasi for me, it's not something everyone wants to do because una-una, it's a big responsibility, and pangalawa, big responsibilities tax the hell out of people. What made you guys want to apply or like take the position?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Well, actually, personally for me, like, I didn't enter the org na parang kasali ako JP kasi gusto ko maging president. Like, totally not in my plans at all. Pero like, when I was on my third year na kasi, parang JP helped me so much to grow, like, as an officer. Like, parang being an officer of JP, parang it really tapped skills out of me and potential out of me na I myself didn't know. So parang to be able to do that to others naman. So parang giving back and serving the people. Parang sa sobrang daming tulong sa akin ng JP, it's my turn naman to help back. So parang ayun, giving back.
Actually,
thanks.
same din nung kay Athena. Third year na rin ako nung sumali ako sa YES. Then, hindi ko naman ina-expect na I'll be the next president of YES. Kasi, I'm the one qualified that time to be a president of YES. Because there are criteria before I become a president. So, I pushed forward kasi, yun, I felt like walang mag-handle kasi sa organization na yun. And it helped me a lot. So, same, kay Athena na, it's like, parang favor na rin sa akin na kailangan kong tumulong sa YES. Pabalik.
With me, siguro, I started my journey with AdCreate as in, frosh pa lang. Alam mo yung feeling na parang, oh, this is my home org, I wanted to join something. So, I really started frosh, tapos nag-continue na ako na nag-continue. But then, I'm the kind of person kasi that would want to really pursue something, determined ako, and I'm passionate. So, when I entered the org, I immediately applied to train for yung officership, yun. Tapos nagtuloy-tuloy na siya. But then, when it came to deciding if I wanted to run for presidency, I actually doubted myself. Kasi parang, alam, ang daming risk, ang daming parang, it's a big commitment, and marami ma-affect with your decisions, or if you can't really commit fully dun sa mga responsibilities mo. But then, a lot of people encouraged me, and parang yung parang believe nila, yung tiwala nila sa'yo, it pushes you also to say na, to have confidence and say na, oh, baka para sa akin to. And same with what Athena and Gio said, na parang na-attach na sa akin yung org. So, at that time, in my head, parang, kahit hindi ako manalo as president, if I don't get the position, I did apply for another position na for a VP position. So, I can still stay with the org and grow more and serve then.
Pero for me naman, I started first with my DA degree. So, nung I was about to end, medyo planado na talaga sa akin na, sige, for my third year, I'm going to be a junior officer for Mafia, then next is VP, then next is president. As in, planado na siya sa akin. So, ayun. Pero when I ran for presidency, it was okay for me not to win kasi what matters in the end is to be part of the executive board kasi nga, I organization as the previous president said. I wanted more challenge kasi if there's more challenge, parang there's more avenue for growth in personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my turn. Hello. Okay. Well, originally, president wasn't my first choice. I ran for EVP for my organization, and it was the one that made the most sense to me, and it was the most comfortable position I can run for. I was part of the department since I was the first year. I was very active within that committee, and alam ko na yung workings within that department. However, I think that's also a problem kasi I was comfortable at running it and I knew that I can do probably a good job of running it. Pero there was also this problem within the organization na limited lang yung executive board applicants. So the question is, within everybody's mind, is who's gonna step up for us? And ako, personally, when I was thinking about it, parang napaisip ako, deserve ko ba to? Parang kakayanin ko ba to? Pero there was always this sense of duty and responsibility, not just siguro for the position itself, but for the people that I'm gonna work with, kahit di ko pa sila kilala. And it really helped na even my mentors pushed for it at that time. Na nag-one-on-one sessions kami na parang sinasabi nila sa akin na, oh, I think you'll do well in your position. However, I think you can do more. And for me, that's one of the biggest drivers talaga of why I ran for president for my organization. It's it's the duty that maybe I can be of service to my future officers kahit nga di ko sila kilala. And that I have people behind me that actually want to push me to that direction. And ayun, no regrets naman for that decision. And I'm happy that I made the decisions that I've made. And yeah, pretty much it.
Yeah. Lance,
So,
last but not the least.
Grand finale.
Ang lakas ng stare ni Lance, death stare.
Okay. Parang, tama ba sinabi ko? Parang, judge ata ako ni Lance.
Judge tayo lahat ni Lance. Hindi ko alam sa inyo pero naramdaman ko yung soul ko nag-shake kapag tinitingnan ko yung picture ni Lance ngayon.
It's so intense. Nakapla ko eh. Pero what about you, Tano?
Ako?
You can share while Lance is really...
Sige, habang
Yeah,
ito.
habang wala
Ay,
ka
sige. Ever since JO ako, ever since junior officer ako, siguro, pero as a joke lang, parati ko sinasabi na, magiging president ako ng BMS. Kasi parang, junior officer, tapos sinasabi mo yun, parang, hindi ko naman alam kung ano yung pinapagsabi ko, di ba? Like, I was just, sabi ko lang, siguro cool kung maging president ng org na to. Parang wala lang. Gandang title, ganun. As a JO, I was like so young. From now, like 4 years ago. Pero, as time went by, ako kasi siguro, as a quote-unquote Vibo person, talagang I wanted to do a lot for the org na ang raming binigay sa akin. Yun yung mentality ko na. Kasi, binigay sa akin ng org apart from responsibilities and duties, syempre. Like yung friendship and the family that I found there. And I say family not lightly. I say family very thankful kasi ako sa lahat na nakilala ko sa org. They all made me a better person, I would say. And as ang raming memories na na-create, ang raming ding nabigay sa akin in terms of skills and knowledge. And siguro nung last year in deciding whether gagawin ko ba or hindi, sabi ko, ang rami nang nabigay sa akin ng org. Maybe it's time for me to do this. Kahit na I wasn't as bibo as before, I wasn't as energetic as before. Kasi, years in college, it sucks the life out of you minsan. But yeah, ayun. Siguro at the spirit of, oh my goodness, zeal for service. Oh no! Nagiging lasalya na talaga ako.
For God and country.
For God and country. Oh, Lance. Hindi ka na naka-stare into our souls.
Sorry. No, I disconnected. Sorry, my internet. Okay, so I guess my journey was like I started also with as like a Vibo person. Like there's this one time I actually dropped like a wooden block on my hand, and then I had like a cast on, and then I told like the project head, like when I was a JAMA elite, I was like, oh, this is fine. I just want to attend the event. Like I still wanted to push through with the event, and then it was even funny because other officers were like saying, oh, Lance, pwede ka na maging officer. Dedication yan. Kahit broken na yung hand mo, nandito ka pa sa event. To the point I even asked the clinic, kuya, can I come back na lang later? Tatapusin ko lang yung thing ko. So that's like one of my first experiences. And then like later on, I started joining more and more events until I became an officer. Then when I became an officer, I started project heading events, like major events. And it got to a point I was really shocked because there's like a different world that I saw. Like coming from one project to another. It was like there's so much things that you really don't see like behind the scenes. Like let's say an event like marketing forum or BMSC, you really don't get to see like what goes behind the scenes, like all the stress, all the hard work of the central committee. And it's really amazing to see that. And it was really nice to see like the people, they were like growing and developing like every time. And then it got to a point, I was kind of tired already. But then there's like something that sparked inside of me by third term or earlier than that. I was like thinking, what if I actually apply for president? Because I'm the type of person like if I'm sad or like tired, I'll just go to our tambayan in Yuchenko Cave, which we call Yuch Cave. Tapos I'm happy na there. Like it's so relaxed. There's actually this one time I stayed there from 2:30 p.m. and then I left school around 10. I was just there the entire time. And it was nice. It was raining. So parang may aircon. So it was just kind of that moment. It's like I found my home in this org. And I found the literal home because that's where that's like literally our office. Like, okay, where's Lance? Oh, he's in Uch. Or where's this person? They're in Uch. And it's like I wanted to contribute to like making a better experience than for the members and for the officers. So it's like, why not president? Because I believe like for us as presidents or as former presidents, like we were really given that like it's like the ultimate power in the org, and it really gave us that chance to like instill the change that we wanted. And I guess that was one thing that I really wanted to do in my time. And gladly I was able to do it naman. But sadly COVID happened. Sobrang sad.
Yes, so sad. Grabe. Feeling ko talaga ninakawan tayo ng half a year. Guys,
Sobra.
Actually.
Sobra.
may utang sa atin yung ano. Yung,
Joke muna.
yung mundo. Jen!
Yes!
Ikaw.
Ako, joke lang.
Cute ng exchange.
Ayun. So, for me naman, unexpected yung journey ko sa LA. Just like unexpected yung pag-disconnect ko dito sa meeting. So, ako kasi, medyo ako like mabilis ako ma-bored na type na tao. So, I joined a lot of orgs. Wala lang, kasi trip ko lang. Ganun lang akong klaseng tao. Hindi ako yung tipong, I wanna be the president and put this in my resume. Parang ganun. But it's a nice add-on, like if you think about it. But anyways, ayun. So, I applied sa LEA as an apprentice. So that's like junior officer in the other orgs. And then, unexpectedly, ayun, like na-in-love ako. Like na-in-love ako sa mga tao doon, ganon. So, instead of becoming a mere student org, like home org ko kasi I shifted to legal management, it became like a second home, a second family. Ayun. So, yung reason na nag-apply ako as president is I wanted to become someone who can lead and empower the people who I grow alongside with. Wait, get ba? Ayun. So,
Yeah.
Ayun, kasi in-inspire talaga nila ako kahit feeling ko na hindi ako leader or hindi ako ganon. In-inspire nila ako na subukan ko talaga to. So I think most of my reason for applying as president is because of the people around me. I really wanted to support them. So yun lang.
I think we all share somewhat similar sentiments din naman talaga on our reason why and our reason um like for being here. Pero actually gusto ko lang i-hone in yung ano, sabi ni Lance kanina, like ultimate power. Kasi I felt like kasi diba, syempre as president, diba, you have like, okay, sige, marami mong kaya gawin, marami mong pwede gawin. Pero I felt parang medyo paradoxical kasi ang rami mong quote-unquote power. Pero parang arami ding restrictions na syempre, as a person na hindi, like, kami kasi, like, hindi na kayo directly mismo nagpa-project head ng mga bagay. Hindi na kayo directly talagang yung naghahawak and like doing everything. Parang yung power mo nasa malakas pero sobrang limited, pero parang hindi ko alam, gets you ba yung sinasabi?
Yeah,
Gets.
Ayun. With that, actually, I wanna ask din, siguro feeling ko iba-iba tayo dito. Or baka parehas lang din. Pero, what's the biggest challenge like you guys have had so far? Or throughout your like terms as president? Ano yung pinakamalaking obstacle na na-encounter nyo?
Well, for me, okay, I'll start. Well, for me kasi yung biggest challenge, siguro yung officers relationship or yung internals basically inside the organization. Since yung guest is very diverse, it meaning na any course can join, any college can join. Parang walang common ground yung mga tao. So I have to build a common ground for them na hindi sila maging out of place sa organization. So they won't feel na, ibang course ka, ganito lang yung ginagawa mo. Parang ganun. So kailangan magtayo ng common ground kung saan sila lahat comfortable. So yun yung biggest challenge for me during my, siguro first term yun actually, during ARW when my officers are trying to meet each other pa lang, parang ganun. So yeah, that's the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah. Oo nga na, I feel the same way. I mean, big challenge talaga yung making people actually like connect with each other. Kayo ba?
Yeah.
Same. And I think, well, in my perspective, kasi, building up to what Gio said, the biggest challenge talaga is like the officers. Kasi you come in academic year with a new set of officers, diba? So akala nyo, you guys are gonna have each other's backs, etc. Pero like, along the lines, everything keeps piling up. The projects, the deadlines, and especially Acads. So parang some people na you want to see, flourish, yung alam mo may potential talaga. And then to see na parang they're slowly leaving the organization, parang they're occupied with their own responsibilities. And it's something that you cannot blame them for. So parang ako, I had a lot of moments like this. So I'm stuck in the middle. Like, do I force this person to work and parang force this person to gel in the organization, or do I just leave this person alone? Kasi parang ano ba yung right ko para sabihin na dito ka dapat sa org, na dapat i-force kita na maging active sa org. And throughout the years, especially na since nagka-COVID na rin, parang of course the relationships with these officers drifted away to a point na it came to a point that maybe some are handing in resignation letters na. And for me, that's like the biggest challenge talaga. Kasi parang, and it comes then on unconventional time. So parang makikita mo na lang may email ka or chat ka na lang ng officer mo from HRD na parang, may nag-letter. So parang, it's I know that it's something that's very personal to them, pero you really can't help na personalin mo eh. Kasi parang, maybe I should have put more time into you. Maybe I should have understood you better, ganon. And it's something that's very hard to deal with then, and something that I didn't know what to do at that time also. Pero ayun, I think that's the biggest challenge talaga, trying to keep things together and trying to keep officers motivated throughout the year, not just maybe one term or something.
For me, siguro, I'll agree with Dale kasi
because of the pandemic, sobrang hirap i-implement yung programs na supposedly for growth ng officers. Like for example, yung training program and yung CENTCOM opportunities like yung processing of papers and then the events management. So parang hindi nila natutunan. And yun din, may problem din kami in terms of resignation from RJOs. Kasi since online classes, sobrang hirap i-balance yung extracurriculars and their academics. So, ayun. And I think one of our factors din sa application for officership, parang may iba natatakot mag-apply kasi online pa rin next term. So parang my challenge for now is to motivate them to run for officership.
Ako naman, like in connection to with Tano said kanina, parang 'di ba, being the position of the president, ikaw yung may pinakamataas na position. So parang just like what Tana said na parang wow, you're given all this power. And parang yung friends mo or officers mo, parang they're gonna say na, uy, president ka naman, kaya mong ganyan-ganyan, parang meron kang veto power, ganun. Pero but like at the same time, parang knowing na you're at that such great position, you're limited in sense na parang there are great expectations of you. Parang dapat, since president ka, dapat ganito, dapat ganyan. So parang, at the same time, you really can't move as freely as much as you want. Kasi, whatever you do, parang you're at the tip of the org. Ikaw yung nasa pinakaunahan. So parang, whatever you do might badly reflect your organization. And at the same time, yung bawat galaw mo, it could positively affect or negatively affect everyone. Especially for big orgs like BMS, GEMA, alam niyo yan. Like, parang minsan lang yung member count, isipin mo, there are like 700 plus members of JPIA. Tapos parang konting mali mo lang, sobrang this much people are affected. So parang, it's treading on dangerous waters na parang konting tama mo lang or konting mali mo, daming ma-affect. So ayun. Siguro for me personally, yun yung pinaka nag-struggle ako was like the expectations of me, not just expectations of myself, expectations of my profs, of our faculty advisors, of our officers. Ayun. Yun.
For me naman, siguro kanina, di ba, na-mention what pushed us into presidency. Yung iba nasabi na it's about the people, the family. So for my experience, it's drawing the line between work and the personal. Kasi, naging pamilya na natin sila. Like, they are our close friends. Mm-hmm. Sila na yung actually parang barkada mo pa nga, di ba? But then sometimes, as the president, ikaw yung nagpo-point out na, eto, this one is wrong, this one is correct. So parang, as the ultimate decision maker, nakasalalay yung relationship mo professionally plus personal pa. So, yun, having conflicts between your executive board or your officers, ang hirap kasi ikaw yung with the ultimate power that you have, you also get to decide and make decisions which sabi nga ni Athena, will affect a lot of people and a lot of things, either negatively or positively. So, there.
Mm-hmm.
Ako, agree ako dun. Right? Sorry, konting comment lang. Kasi especially if like yung friends lang kayo before kayo maging president, tapos biglang naging co-workers kayo, especially if magkaiba kayo ng position. I mean, as much as you want to separate like personal life and work, di mo talaga maiwasan na it's tend to mix together.
I mean, tipo nagtatawanan kayo 1 second, pero the next second, uy, pero kailangan natin ayusin yung uy, pero di pa nagagawa yung MOA para sa gano'n.
Si Beige, nakaka-relate talaga naman lahat na sinasabi niyo. So parang inisip ko, sige, quiet na lang muna. Pero anyways, to add na lang to everyone's very relatable inputs, I think communication, it gets tricky down the line. So, ayun naman, syempre, at the start, halimbawa may plano ka at the start, diba, like solid yung plano nyo. But then eventually, due to all of the factors, all the officers has like academics or personal or kung ano man yan, nag-away kayo ng jowa nyo, ewan ko. Basta, somehow, your plan, kapag kinommunicate na sa ibang tao, di ba sinabi mo sa kanya, tapos sinabi niya sa isang officer, tapos parang sinabi-sabi na, tapos nag-iba na yung mga sinasabi. So, hindi na nasunod yung plan. Parang ganun, medyo na-modify na. So, yun, communication. Aside from
So, yung
everything you guys
icebreaker
said.
nyo ba, laging pass the message yung icebreaker nyo?
Pwede. Training.
Yeah, practical training para di ba? Ma-hone in yung communication skills.
Sa akin, the biggest challenge, I think, was like getting into the position, like the transition from me as like an EVP to president. Like it was such a giant mindset change because I had to think of, okay, as president, I can't be hands-on. Because personally, I love being hands-on. Like I like looking at small and like the nitty-gritty details. But then I realized I can't do that as much or at all actually, since I'm president now. Like I have to look at like the whole thing as a whole. Like I can't just say, okay, this department, I'll just focus on this. But I have to focus on like, well, for us, we have 9 departments. And then you also have to think of everyone that's involved. So like Athena said a while ago, it's also like that expectation from the profs. Because profs might say, oh, di ba president ka ng Gemma, so you should be good in marketing. There's like that already expectation that since you're the president of the home org, you should be one of the best at that course. So it's kind of that pressure also. But it's sometimes good pressure because it keeps you going. It's like, wait, I need to prove myself. I need to push myself to become better. And I guess another thing would be like maybe I guess that would be it.
Gusto ko yung nag-isip pa talaga ng isa pang problema eh. Para, you have enough problems, Lance. You have, actually, yun nga, I wanna say din na yung irony na, kunyari, president ka ng org, ng big org, kunyari, para sa akin, BMS, like, president ng BMS. Oh, president ka ng BMS, ba't wala kang business? Ha? Okay. Sige. Parang, okay, sige. Pero, alam mo yun, parang feeling ko kasi na may pressure para, kunyari, like, for Annette, hindi ka marunong kunyari, expect ka na beast mode ka talaga mag-Photoshop or like mag-editing software, ganon. Actually, I wanna, hone in on what Dale said a while ago, like, yung resignation ng officers, for example, or like officers leaving because of Acads, most importantly, diba? And I think, one of the most notorious academic courses to have is on your end, Athena, accounting. How do you ikaw personally, how do you handle like balancing being a president of JPA and all your academic requirements and sa officers mo din?
Yeah, actually parang I felt that this conversation will like pop up. Kasi like ironically, di ba? Yung motto ng JPA is bringing balance to life. So parang as a president, if hindi mo nababalance yung Acads and Org mo, that's so ironic, di ba? Pero I really had a hard time adjusting at first. Pero the thing with JPA is kasi parang JP helps you as a student. So parang personally for me, if it wasn't for JP, sobrang mahirapan ako in surviving the BSA life. So parang having that at the same time is an edge then also. Like kunwari, because of my position, mas ka-close ko yung mga prof. So parang it's much easier to talk with them when I'm having problems with subject, kunyari, ganun. O kaya konting beeran lang, ganyan. And parang at the same time, my friends, they understand na I'm the president of the org. So parang mas nag-aalala sila for me. Ganun. I'm really thankful for my friends for that. Pero like with regards to our officers naman, parang since kami yung home org ng BSA, dapat naiintindihan namin kung what you're going through, di ba? So, ang mahirap kasi sa BSA is sobrang fast-paced nung majors namin. So parang maiintindihan mo talaga na may times na hindi makakapag-org yung student. So parang from our point of view as an org, since JP understands what you're going through, parang mas kakayanin mong ipagsabihin yung Acads mo and JP compared to other orgs. Kasi JP understands, parang gano'n. So parang kahit kung sabihin mo si JP na, sorry, I really can't do this project kasi majors ko gano'n. JP would understand compared to other orgs na hindi lang CSO orgs, compared to, kunwari, SMO orgs, gano'n. Mas maintindihan ng JP what you're going through kasi kami din, parang pinagdaanan din namin yun. So parang ganun, mas understanding kami to other orgs, syempre, since same kami nung pinagdadaanan at pinaghihirapan. Ayun lang naman.
Yeah. Actually, oo nga. I mean, in my experience, kami kasi tatlong home courses. Pero wala naman I mean, they're all very different. Management, IBS, and APC. Feeling ko nga dapat ipag-split na lang yung maging tatlong orgs na lang yung BMs. Joke. Next year, president pa rin. Next year, president pa rin ako nung isa dun sa mga orgs na yan. But like, kunyari, game ba kayo guys? Gawa tayo ng org. Gawa tayo. Yung mga may terms pa. Ako lang pala yung may terms pa. Ako lang.
Sabay kami ni Dylan.
Jen, ilang terms ka pa?
Mag-member.
Dapat last term ko, pero dahil sa COVID, extended 1 term.
1 term?
Sad.
Okay, sige.
OMG, sabay tayong 4.
Yeah.
Solid.
2020. Kung hindi madali.
Ikaw, Tano, ilang terms ka pa?
Including this term ba? Including this term?
Sige, including.
5.
Oh, dami pa!
Ano ba?
Dalawang years as president. And then,
pwede pa mag-CSO.
May isa PUY pa.
Chairperson.
CSO chairperson.
Guys, smile after guys, smile.
Sisimangot na siya sa akin, guys. Wala na. Pero, actually, I want to bring this question to Gio. Like, I think we're in creating organizations, di ba? I think yes is the youngest of the probe organizations.
Yeah,
so, kamusta yung How is it like handling a very fresh relative to the rest of us, no?
Actually,
organization.
Actually, medyo hindi ko naman masabing pangit, pero hindi maganda yung start ng organization talaga na yes. Kasi
ilang years na kayo?
Summary na lang. 35 going 36. Yeah.
Ay, well, wait. 35 years na?
What? Is that? Di ba Pina 35 rin kayo?
Ay, hindi, sorry. Parang nasa 20 lang. I forgot. Shame on me.
Sabi ko, mas matanda pa kayo sa akin. Sabi ko,
Shame on me. Parang,
napaisip na ako Parang, wait lang.
So, yun. Hindi maganda yung start ng guest kasi parang mga previous EDs, hindi nila masyadong tinutukan yung pag-grow ng org. So, isa rin yun sa mga challenge na ginawa namin ni Steph, the president before me, na parang kailangan namin ipakilala ulit yung yes, like parang start ulit sa pinakasimula. Kasi, naging pangit yung image ng yes. There was a time na na-suspend yung organization. Parang before her term yata. Muntik nang masuspend yung organization. Then, parang yun, yung mga external partners nagba-back out na. So, we have to start it up again. Then, dun ako nasali sa term niya ni Steph last year. So, I just continued na i-maintain yung mga nasimulan niya sa start na ginawa niya ulit. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yung mga iba dyan, nape-pressure ba kayo on like how the previous years went? Like, for example, sa'yo, Dale, I think, ano, you guys, di ba, you guys have, parang consistent talaga kayo on, for example, AGB, di ba? On super consistent. So, nape-pressure ka ba dun? Like, yung...
Honestly, super. Kasi, just to give a background lang. So, with AGB, straight kami 6 times straight as an organization. And as a president, 3 straight. So, syempre, coming into my term, there are a lot of expectations na, especially from, not just from the faculty, but the student body rin, na parang, oh, you have to do good on this. You have to remember na this is the standard that we set, so you need to continue. And of course, there's a lot of pressure on that. I remember last year's AGB, na parang, kasi sabay siya sa announcement ng EB eh. So, while AGB was going on, dun kami sa pinakataas ng Henry, we're having our core graduation, and dun kami formally may introduce. So I remember si Patsy, my president, she came walking inside the anong tawag dun? Basta that place. Pumasok siya ng building, tapos parang she held her award. Tapos ito na yung best organization award. So parang she made a speech about it, pero all that was going in through my head. Parang naramdaman ko, like physically, ramdam ko na may pressure, oh no, na parang I have to keep this going, you have to keep this consistent. Tapos, I don't know, I think that's the beginning then, na parang it's gonna be a tough year ahead for me, and it's gonna be a tough year for the organization. And it's a little difficult because ako personally, it's not about the awards eh. For me, my style of leadership and my style of doing things is not for the awards. It's always been process-oriented and, trying to unlock the potential of students. And, it's something that's not very suited, especially when you're very looking forward to results-based lang. Ako kasi parang mas long-term yung kind of engagement ko. Parang, I built you up here, and then we're gonna take it long. We're gonna go far together, not just as an organization, but as mentors and mentees. Pero, if you have a year to accomplish what you want, it's kind of difficult. And for me, when it comes to that pressure, of course, it keeps you up at night. And it's something that I haven't really been open to talk about with anyone else, especially pagdating nung na-remember ko yung AGB emails and the AGB chats. Parang every time na may nag-chat, sobrang tumitibok yung puso ko. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, pero sige, gagawin ko to. And it's been something that I had to deal with then. And together with my EB, I feel like we felt the pressure then coming into this academic year. But, I think the point of the story is, I think you just really have to deal with the pressure, and you have to ride the pressure as it goes. Kasi it's something that you learn from and not something that you should be afraid of then. Kasi in a sense, it keeps you going. It keeps you accountable then for the projects that you want to implement. And it gives perspective then na parang this organization has accomplished so much. So maybe how can you add value to that? So ayun lang.
Yeah.
From my end.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think kasi pressure, double-edged sword rin siya eh. Kasi it gives you, like, it of course pressures you to do better, to do these things, to push yourself. Pero parang it takes a toll on you, parang buong year. Like, kunyari ikaw balance, do you feel the pressure na kunyari ARW, dapat kami parati yung pinakamaraming members.
Okay. So, share ko lang. Okay, with that. Diba we aim for like I believe like 1,500 members or like 1.4 something.
Damn!
So, actually like this year, like we were thinking, maybe we don't really have to aim for like the most number. Okay, share ko lang. Our actual goal was supposed to be like 700 or 800. Like we only ordered that many lanyards. Tapos, once we saw the actual membership count, you were like, wait, ubos na yung lanyards. Patay. So, like we were like thinking, maybe like we'll start small again. Like build our foundation back. Because like, it's kind of pressuring also, like looking back at the previous years. Because like, for example, when I was still off Rush, we had like these big events, like off-campus events. like these bonga FRAs. And then when it got to my term, I was like, okay, I'm going to be handling some of these. So I was like, wait, I'm kind of scared because what if I'm not able to live up to that expectation? Kasi syempre, like, diba, of course, what you want for our events is to get better and better each year. So, like, scary and, like, it also breaks your heart a little that, like, if you pass on the project already and then it gets, like, let's say, what do you call this? Of course, you want it to grow because it's your baby. It's like you want to see it nurture and grow each and every year. So it's like that pressure that your events have to have this kind of standard and the officers have to have this kind of standard and yung CSO accreditation. Like, honestly, kind of sad na wala kami sa Fin. Ayun. Mga stuff like that.
Yeah.
So kind of pressuring. Pero like one thing, oh sorry, one last thing lang. But like one thing I want to look back on is the, like sometimes it might not just be about the, like what people see on the outside, but like what the people inside the org feel. Because like one thing I realized then is like sometimes it's more important seeing that these people, like the central committee, enjoyed what they did rather than like, let's say, the amount we raised or the amount of sponsors we got. So sometimes it's that quality and impact. Like, wow, at least these people learned, and whatever they learn, they'll be able to take it with them wherever they go. So it's kind of a different feeling of fulfillment.
Yeah, and I feel like sobrang mahirap din like balancing kunyari, syempre output, yung quality output sa like experience din ng tao, it's themselves. So like how to balance that? Ikaw ba, Alex? How do you balance sa mga process niya? So, na-mention ni Lance kanina CSO accreditation eh. So paano niyo na-balance 'yon? Na sobrang strict niyo ba or like lenient kayo or parang ano yung niyo? Parang how do you not make the officers parang go rage quit sa mga documents? Ito na yung thumbnail natin.
For sure.
Wait, paano ba? Honestly kasi, sobrang nakaka-pressure nga kasi diba last year we were top 1 for the whole year. So parang when it came to my term, sabi ko, oh no, kailangan ko yung mag-top 1 kasi parang naka-ano na yung mga tao sa kanya. Okay, dapat Mafia top 1 ulit sa new president. So, pero kasi during my speech when I got accepted, I actually said na mas important yung learnings than the grade kasi yun lang naman yung they signed up for. They signed up to be an officer, to gain new experiences and to learn more about themselves. So, yung grade is like a bonus na lang. So, for this year, more of reminders and honestly, hindi kami strict sa processes. More of may lead time lang talaga kami. Kasi we always expect for two. Kasi hindi naman sa pessimistic, but yung back up na rin in case things get sour. So, I guess super detail-oriented lang talaga ng officers since yung docu officers ko ngayon, sila yung GOs ko before. So, tinutukan ko rin sila. Then for Fin naman, ganun din yung VP nila ngayon, very detail-oriented. And then in terms of handling events naman, I guess siguro kasi my EVP is also experienced with CSO AMP. So, they are able to guide the officers in handling events.
Mm-hmm. Pero, ayun nga, no, gusto ko yung sinabi ni Alex kanina, like sabi niya, bonus na lang yan. Ako kapag nakaka-bonus ako sa test, mga +5, +2, si Alex +100 eh. Grabe yung bonus.
Sobra
pero
sa
yun,
100 lagi.
Sobra sa 100. Yung plus ni Alex may plus pa. Pero, you have to be detail-oriented, and sabi nga ni Lance kanina, like, making them yung experience and not just yung output. And how you have to make that connection, like what Gio said, like being there, I think the only one who had an internship nung term natin was Annette, ikaw lang ba? Ikaw lang, no? Nag-internship?
Gio! Diba si
Si
Gio
Gio
din?
hindi. Walang internship si Gio.
Ako din.
Actually,
Oo.
nag-voluntary
Voluntary internship ka pang president term. Grabe to.
Lakas ng loob.
Ibang klase.
Racket.
Saan ka nag-intern, Gio? Ito na yung thumbnail. Sa bench. Ikaw din? Wait, ikaw din, Athena?
First term ko din. Pero yung internship kasi namin sa BSA, 1 month lang, tas everyday. Like, in the middle of our 1 month, tapos walang kasabay na subjects. Diretso. Kasi medyo weird yung pag-schedule ng subjects namin noon 2 weeks for 1 subject. So, ayun, after the 3rd subject, meron kaming 1 month of internship. Pero kasi hindi pa kayo president noon. Hindi pa kayo president noon.
Kaya pala, okay. Yun ko nag-internship to si Athena, pero parati siyang nandun sa campus. Wala kita nakikita. Alam nyo ba guys, kapag nakikita ako ni Athena, ang sungit-sungit. Ang sungit-sungit. Parang parati na lang may pinapagtawanan sa mukha ko or something. Hindi ko alam.
Palagi kong goal i-bully si Tano.
Na-attain mo naman yung goal mo.
Yun yung mission snake.
Wow.
Masaya ka na ba? Na nabully mo.
Na-attain ko naman.
Na-attain naman. Pero paano nga yun? Like, ikaw, Annette, how do you handle that? Like, internship, tapos president, and everything. Like, how do you balance everything?
Kasi yung org calendar namin, it's different compared to majority of your org calendars. I think same lang kami with JP, almost. So, since we have 11 terms, yung last term namin is purely for OJT lang. So, wala kaming subjects. OJT and thesis lang for that term. And sakto rin, we designed our calendar na same, to adjust to that, na during that time, meron na kaming parang OIC. So, very convenient yun for us kasi, ayun, we're having our internship and there's someone you can rely on to parang to work for your part. Pero, ayun, siguro what I can share with that is, syempre, it's not porket internship ka na, thesis, OJT, tapos may OIC ka na, is you're leaving your OIC. Kasi, besides the fact na the OIC term is supposed to be the term for your OIC nga to see kung kakayanin niya, it's also, syempre, to monitor if the person will do a good job and it's still your responsibility. And siguro, one of my mantra talaga is Acads over Org. Hindi ko sure sa inyo. But, ayun. So, but luckily, ayun, I was able to balance it out naman. And I got, nung OIC ko talaga, and prior to that term, when they were still applying, I really looked at their performance and yung pros and cons talaga of each of the candidates. So, I also got a good OIC. So, ayan, medyo smooth flowing yung term na yun for me.
Yung OIC mo ba was also Alex?
Yes.
Okay. Solid. Mag-graduate din yata siya earlier than me. Or I don't know.
Makauna siya sa'yo.
Naunahan pa.
Siguro pati yung next president after Alex. Mag-graduate din. Uunahan din niya ako. How about you, Jen? How's siguro sa inyo, how's coordinating with the departments? Since law, ang raming nangyayari, no? I would imagine ang raming nangyayari, lalo na with the department. So how do you coordinate with that and everything? Or build that connection?
Actually, I think what makes Lay special, kasi nag-join naman din ako na ibang student orgs here sa school, pero what makes Lay different is ang solid na connection to the department. akala ko nung una pagpasok ko may intimidate ako kasi lahat sila attorney, ganon. Diba? Parang one wrong move. Dead joke lang.
One wrong
Pero
move,
nung
kulong ka. ganun.
like parang intimidating talaga, especially pag nasa recit ka sa class. But then once you meet them like for org, part kasi sila ng family, di ba? So parang for me, sobrang give and take kami na relationship. Halimbawa, like, gusto sana ng isang prof na may event yung lay, ganon. Sige sir, gagawin namin yan. Pero sir, kami may event din kami. Pwede pa incentive naman dyan, sir. Sige na. Parang mutual. Like, gano'n lang talaga kami. And then, I think that's what I enjoy the most. Kasi sa ibang orgs, you don't always have the freedom to just talk like that with your professors. But then, they always say that they'll support us in Acads and they'll support us in the org. And we feel it. So, parang ang saya namin. So, I think, parang hindi siya struggle, more of support siya. So, ayun, it becomes easy. Like, we just need to reach out. They reach out naman din kasi.
Yeah. Yeah, yun nga, no? Apart from like building connections with the members, officers, yung departments nyo rin. And I feel like that's common for all of us since tayo parang yung point person, yung represent standard bearer of our respective organizations. Actually now na some of us are done na with their president terms. Some of us closing na, outgoing na. All of us pala. Yeah, some of us. May isa pala akong term, guys. Joke lang. President. Pero, I wanna ask siguro, was it all you expected it to be? And sa mga tapos na, like after everything said and done, are you guys like satisfied na ba kayo? Like, were you satisfied with what you guys did?
Naisip tayo doon lahat
Napaisip ako.
Teka, malalim na isipan. I'll go first.
Okay.
Ako personally for me,
Next ako.
nakapila. Personally for me, ako kasi I really wasn't or at least what I expected was I won't be the leader type. Pero like, once you're in that position, parang sobrang ang dami mong things na hindi mo alam na kaya mo palang gawin. So ayun, parang I really learned so much in just the span of 1 year. And I keep saying this again and again na despite how hard it is. As in, sobrang hirap naman yun, di ba guys? Alam niyo naman kung gaano kahirap. Pero it's really all worth it in the end. Kasi I really learned so much. Yung mga hirap na pinagdaanan ko, ang dami kong na-apply in real life, not just in school, not just as a student, but like in relationships with people, mga self-realization, self-existence, ganun. And parang I really grew so much. And etong experience na to, I really wouldn't trade it for anything despite how hard it is. Kasi the person I am now is so different from the person I was 1 year ago nung bago ako maging president. And sobrang, I'm a much better person because of the experience of being a president. And parang, if hindi ka kasi naging president, parang hindi mo malalaman kung what you're gonna miss. So like, malalaman mo lang once na-experience mo siya. And you really wouldn't want to miss it. Personally, for me, I think I did better than what I thought I would be doing like from 1 year ago. And I did my best. Yun naman yung importante. Even if...
Bakit? How did you think you were gonna do 1 year ago?
Hindi, wala lang. I was really scared lang din kasi. Kasi diba, as I said kanina na, hindi ko naman pinlan na maging president ako. So parang, nung nanalo na lang din ako bigla na, oh my God, totoo na to. So parang, wala akong masyadong long-term plans. More on, I was just navigating myself along the way din. Until sa matapos na siya. So parang, nung AGB nga, diba, we had to do a video. When we look back on, i-compile na lahat ng activities, parang, oh my God, ang dami pala namin nagawa. Na parang looking back, taking a step back and looking at everything we've been able to do. Hindi ko naman in-expect na kaya pala namin gawin yun. Like, at the start. Nandami pala namin accomplish. Malaki mo lang siya pagtapos na ganun.
Yeah. Nasenti din ako dun. Sinabi. Napaisip din ako sa lahat ng nangyari. Gio.
So yun, like what I said earlier na ako lang yung parang qualified to be the president. So inisip ko na lang rin na parang it's just like yung mga officer ka nung high school or nung elementary. Kala ko ganun lang siya kadali. Then nung nandito na ako, nung president na ako, parang ay sobrang iba pala kesa nung classroom lang yung hinahawakan mo. This time course-wide na yung hinahawakan mo, di ba? So parang ako, hindi ko alam kung satisfied ako, pero ang naging measurement ko na lang is, yung 3 flagship event namin, hindi ko man lang siya na-execute ng maayos. Kasi, yun nga, nagka-COVID. So parang kalahati ng taon binawa sa akin. So hindi ko na-execute yun. Yun pa naman yung parang trademark namin or yung pinakilala kami dun sa flagship events na yun, which are Starpreneur, Social Entrepreneurs Conference, and yung Quest, and yung Conquering Trials. So yun, feel ko for hindi talaga ako satisfied. Kasi, okay, COVID happened, it sucks, pero kailangan kong isipin na dapat safe yung mga officers ko. Yun yung pinaka-main goal ko. Yun yung objective ko ngayon.
Yeah. Okay. Lahat ng large events natin. Boom! Redo it. Rethink it.
Yeah. Sobra.
I think one of the reasons why yung pagiging president is very fulfilling and parang sa atin, we wouldn't trade it for anything else, sabi nga ni Athena, is because it's a super unexpected ride for everyone. As in, wala talagang expectations mo na mamimit. So I think that's the challenge. That's really what made this journey more fun, mas gusto nating gawin pa yung best natin because there's always a challenge to do, and syempre tayo we want to accomplish that. And in terms of yung sa satisfaction, I think lahat naman tayo never nasa-satisfy. Like we can really say na I did my 100%. I'm sure there are days na parang 50% lang mabibigay ko. There are days na even more than 100%. But then looking back, kapag naisip mo sa sarili mo na, I don't have any regrets, I think that's the time that you can say na, I might not be satisfied with how I performed, but I'm happy, and yun nga, I don't have any regrets. So yeah.
Well, to be honest, parang medyo hindi ako satisfied kasi hindi na-fulfill yung isang big event namin, which is yung GFC, na nakadalawang lipat na. So parang iniisip ko talaga, parang may something talaga this year. Parang sumasakto kasi yung events namin sa SEA Games, so first term, then last term yung COVID. So parang, okay, it's not meant to be talaga. Then, aside from that, siguro, kasi we were not able to increase our funds din, aside from ARW. Kasi usually, di ba, sa FRA tayo bumabawit. So, parang, hindi nag-increase yung funds namin. Tapos, I guess yung isa rin, parang, for my JOs din kasi, parang, feel ko, they're not as ready as we were nung nag-apply kami for officership. Kasi nga, yung CENTCOM opportunities na wala. Tapos, there were less times din for them to bond with one another. So parang, for me lang, hindi ako satisfied kasi hindi ko nagawa rin sila maging close and then maging ready for the next officers. And then, for org din, yun, yung activities lang talaga.
Wait lang. Hindi na dumagdag yung ano nyo, yung organizational fund niyo sa lagay na yon. Hindi na dumagdag. Walang dagdag yun. Grabe yan. Sabi ko, hindi dumagdag yung organizational fund. Weh? Grabe.
Wala. Ang dami
Ito
kasi
yung mga-
naming outflows.
Ito yung mga mayayabang eh. Mga Alex, Lance.
Lance.
Ako, I'm not. Kasi, yeah, like as everyone said, like COVID really cut our term short. It's like sad to see that it's like something was taken away from us. And like when you think about it, time's like that sort of thing that you can't just get back. So like once it's taken away from you, it's gone forever. And it's like sad because there was this event that I handled last year, marketing forum, which was kind of sad because we didn't get to actualize it na this term. Kasi what happened was, it was supposed to be nung SEA Games last year, but then we had to cancel it. We didn't have time na, okay, makaka-relate si Alex kasi sa NFC, diba?
Sabay
GFC.
kayo doon? Same day
GFC
kayo,
pala.
diba?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sobrang
sabay.
funny nga eh. We're always
I
sabay,
remember.
kami ni Mafia. Tapos, we tried to move it to second term. Tapos COVID, we were like, ano ba yan? Parang this event is cursed na. Tapos we're like, okay, we have to cancel it. So it was kind of sad lang for me kasi it was like my first event that I ever project-headed with a CENTCOM. So syempre, iba yung experience that you have to handle people. And aside from just handling people, there's also that pressure of it being an FRA. Like you can't lose money. You have to at least break even or like earn. And it's kind of sad that I didn't get to see the next project heads do better than me. Because honestly, when I saw the way they were handling it, I was like, wow, they're on the track to do better than me. So I was super excited. Then when COVID struck, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, sobrang nakakaawa lang.
Yeah. Grabe talaga yun. Grabe yun. I remember that. I think nakalusot lang kasi yung Simpo namin nun kasi it was a week earlier. Tapos,
Yeah.
then SEA Games. Oo, it was a week earlier than SEA Games. Tapos parang iniisip ko, SEA Games. Tapos tanda ako yung yung nag-uusap kayo ni Lance and kayo ni Alex. Like ano na gagawin niya dun sa Grabe talaga, no? And COVID pa after. Hassle. The great neutralizer. COVID.
Cursed events natin lang.
Sad.
Huwag yun na ulitin marketing forum pati
Iba na pangalan.
Gap year muna.
Marketing convention. Kami naman, Business Management Students Forum. Trade muna.
Mix and match na yung terms.
Ikaw ba, Dale, Jen?
Kaya ako na, sige. Of course, syempre, like many other, like all of you guys, syempre, COVID kind of put a stop to our plans then. And of course, part of me isn't satisfied that happened. Coming into the academic year, alam mo yun, you were planning the year-long events with your EB. So parang sabi namin, sige, our big activities which need time to mature, lalagay natin sa may end ng second term, saka sa third term. Para may time tayo, para makapag-invite ng speakers, gather sponsors, etc. Tapos, it gets taken away from us. Especially, pinaka-sayang talaga sa akin is yung convention namin and our fundraiser. So, it got suspended na. And sayang kasi ready na kami. Ready na ako mag-photo shoot para yung bago ng DP.
Yun talaga.
Oo. Yun talaga yung biggest disappointment ko. Pero, ayun. But, looking back, of course, I don't feel as if I did my best and I feel na hindi ako medyo satisfied. Pero, I think that, with the things going on that we have no control over, I think we all need to also rethink then our activities, our goals for the term. Kasi parang, I can't blame myself for something that I have no control over. And I can't go into third term with the same thinking of term one. Kasi it's a whole different landscape. So maybe knowing that na rin, it kind of lowered then my regrets or parang my feelings towards me not being able to fulfill what I came out to do. And maybe, I think readjusting that feeling kind of brought a little bit peace into my life. Pero ayun, I feel like we all have the same sentiments towards how the term went and how the year went naman.
Yeah. So true, so true. O nga yung mga FRAs din namin kasi lined up. Kasi mas mahirap siya to implement, di ba? Like, kunyari concerts, ganun. Second term, third term. Tapos, no maturity for you. Ayun.
Sad.
Hindi na nag-mature. How about you, Jen?
Ayun, syempre, madaming projects na hindi nangyari. Like, especially flagship namin, Business Law Conference. Same scenario as everyone. SEA Games, COVID, you know the rest. I think, hindi ko na-explain ulit yun, alam niyo na eh. But I think, for my term as president, ako kasi I started with a vision. So, even when I applied, I had a vision. So, my vision was an inclusive family embracing personal and professional growth and development. So, ultimately, yung goals are like aligned to that. Did we reach all the goals? Of course not. Like, hindi naman realistic na ma-reach lahat. Pero akala ko, madi-disappoint ako. Kasi ako, very meticulous person ako. But then, parang, nung nag-COVID, ina-expect ko ay parang, siguro maraming mawawala na officers kasi, it's COVID. I don't know what to call it. It's COVID. What can we do?
Mm-hmm.
Pero parang na-touch ako kasi parang ang dami pa rin gusto mag-continue and to do projects despite the pandemic and everything happening. So, parang ina-expect ko na magiging unsatisfied ako sobra. But in the end, naging content ako. And to add to that pa, parang ako kasi gusto ko yung charot. Basta guys, like akala ko maging unsatisfied ako. Pero since a lot of people want to help out, like na-touch ako and we're still doing projects now. Although it's not what we expected it to be. Tapos, now that my term is almost coming to an end, parang alam ko mapapass on siya to very competent people. So, parang may relief ako. Like, parang content ako, even though I know that we didn't reach everything we wanted to reach. Parang ganun. The journey was worth it. Parang ganun.
Ayun nga parang, I came to thinking rin, siguro, on my, since, kunyari, quarantine thinking is what you do, you're kind of forced to think, in introspect. Napaisip ko parang, sobrang unlucky natin na nasaktuhan talaga tayo ng COVID, ganun. Lalo na sa mga may third terms pa dyan, Alex, Lance, Jen, Dale. Yung mga may third terms pa sa org. But on the other hand din, napaisip din ako parang, pero we're given, we're given like a privilege, a little bit of privilege as to na nabigyan tayo ng opportunity to solve a problem na not everyone else has the opportunity to solve. So parang business case na unique lang sa atin. Ganun. Run an org, pero COVID-19 situation. Anong gagawin mo?
Statement of the problem.
So mga alternative courses of action. Anong pipiliin mo dyan? Yeah. And like, ayun nga. Actually, ngayon, I want to ask you guys, going into like the namesake of the podcast, like, what for you guys is like, why do you do everything? Like, why do you pursue these things in your life? Like, for you ba, what's important? Like, what is the meaning of life for you guys? Paunahan ba? Wag
Hindi, pero sige.
Let's go, Dale.
Ako mauna.
Wait. Can I just say something?
Go lang.
Para habang makapag-isip yung others. Since yung the last question before this was like if we were satisfied or not with our performance as a president. I think in retrospect, like looking at everything in this span of 1 year, in our terms as a president. I think sobrang daming stuff na hindi nakikita ng people from the outside. Pero yung experience natin as a president, sobrang dami nating sacrifices. And alam niyo na sobrang hirap siya. So I think all of us deserve a tap on the back. Despite na sinasabi niya na, kasi like sabi ni Lance, sabi ni Dale, sabi ni Alex na medyo unsatisfactory kayo with your work. Pero like, as a president and myself, nakikita ko like hanging out with you guys na sobrang dedicated nyo with your work, with your org, and each and every one of all of you. I look up to each and every one of you then in a sense na magagaling din naman kayo as presidents. And our job is not a joke. Hindi lang siya basta-basta lang. And all of us did a great job. So, yun lang.
Ganun ba, Athena?
My best
You look up to me pala. You look up to me.
Dito niya papakawalan yun.
I look up to...
Recorded pa naman to.
Gagawing
Exposed.
audio clip.
Pwede po mapakat yung portion na yan. Or like, I look up to every one of you except yung president ng BMS.
Ay, bro.
Name drop.
Joke lang. Nako, recorded.
Scriven na to.
Nako po.
Ikat yung part ko. Yun lang yung sinabi
Yun lang yung
ko.
video eh.
Yun lang yung video. Yun
yung intro. Yun yung intro.
Yun yung intro, yun yung outro, yun yung katawan.
Repeat lang. Naka-loop.
Naka-loop lang natin. Athena, meaning of Athena. Yung meaning of Athena podcast.
Mission ka talaga.
O ikaw, may sagot ka na ba, Athena?
On the spot naman. Pero I think in general, for me, the meaning of life is like learning from your mistakes, your failures, and constantly growing. Like, medyo existential na topic. Pero parang, for me, like, when it's your time, like, speaking of death and everything, is when you're already at the point na parang you won't regret anything na at all. So parang you're able to correct things that you want to correct. You're able to help people that you want to help. You're able to forgive whatever you need to forgive.
Oh, battery
So parang
charge.
Kailangan na mag-charge. Connect ko na. Charger, Alex. Na-collect mo na ba sa charger, Alex? Na-connect mo na ba? Gusto ko, nag-off na lang yung video.
Nag-off na lang. Nahiya.
Kailangan niya ko nun yung charger, guys.
Please charge na daw.
Please charge.
Naputol tuloy ako dun sa pagdadrama.
Naka-charge na, Alex.
Nag-emote ka naman.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Nawara ko yung train of thought ni Arina.
Stress.
Wait. Sige. I-conclude ko na. Pero for me, the meaning of life is to be able to do what you want to do. And to love, to share love to everyone. Like, not just romantic love, like, to people in general.
And what is it that you want to do, actually, Athena?
Wow, it's so existential talaga. I think, and personally then, and since I mentioned kanina, di ba, na parang, one of the greatest struggles ko in being a president was like, the expectations of people around me. And I really had big shoes to fill since the previous presidents before me then was like, sobrang ganda nung like, credentials nila, like, sobrang really people I look up to as mentors then. And parang, ayun, it's a it's slowly getting to know yourself more and getting to understand who we really are. And parang just one of the things that I'm slowly realizing, getting to know about myself was I really should, parang hindi ko dapat i-consider masyado yung what people expect of me. Kasi most of the time, nasa-set aside ko na yung what I really want for myself. Kasi most of the time, what people expect, what people think is the best for you is not the best for you in a sense na hindi yun yung gusto mo para sa sarili mo. And at the end of the day, parang everything, your life is your life naman. And it's not owned by someone else. So, ayun, may pagka-existential crisis lang.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, no. Um, sobrang raming factors that go into it. Like, what you said niya, like having no regrets. Like, how do you? It's so hard. Because you never know what you're gonna miss. Like what you said niya earlier. Kunyari hindi ka nag-president or nag-president, you never know what you're gonna miss. And walking one part of the road as compared to the other part of the road, parang you never know what the experience is like on the other side. But I think that's just what we have to deal with as people, no? Like just our side of the road and how we fit into it. Ikaw ba, Lance?
For me, siguro, it was like the people around me then. They were like the people that encouraged me. Because like, for us, we joined their home org, Gemma. And then we were like, okay, we're all marketing students. And then we're all blockmates. Like, actually, a lot of people in my org are my blockmates. Like, there's like 3 to 4 people sa EB. Then there's a lot of AVPs and VPs also. Then it was like that nice feeling that we're going to come out of this together. Or it's like we started this journey together and then we're ending it together. So it was that kind of vibe. And then it was really that sense of like not only were we just blockmates, but we became officers pa, and we're going to graduate together in our own course. So it's like that feeling that wow, we built a family here. And aside from the people I just met in like in my course, I also met so much people outside my course. Like the people in the top 4, like one person's psych, one person's entrep, and I wouldn't have met them if I didn't join Gemma. So it's kind of that nice feeling. And aside from that, I'd say it's really about like seeing the joy in the officers. Like, okay, so we have this thing, like a term and evaluation. Then there's like a small message kasi that you can put. And then I was reading the compilation. Parang it made me smile kasi there are like these things we do as presidents na like simply talking to someone, like making sure that they don't resign. And then you only realize the impact of it once they tell you anonymously or once they tell you not in front of your face. Like parang, thank you for helping me stay in this org. Thank you for talking to me at time. I was demotivated. And it just gives me that sense of clarity that's like, wow, I was able to do this. So what's stopping me for next term and what's stopping me after the term after that? So I think that's what pushes me and drives me. It's because like seeing the joy in those people's faces and seeing them develop and grow. Like for example, a lot of people who applied to become the next executive board, I wouldn't have known they would apply for such a high position because they'd always tell me, "Oh, Lance, I'll just apply for VP." But they applied for EVP. They applied for president. So it's like amazing now. These people have so much capabilities, and it's like in a way, like in one indirect or direct way, like us as presidents, we were able to like tap them and give that little push for them to get there. Wala lang, it's nice.
Getting to see people happy, no? I feel like happiness is parang ano siya, parang mirror or something like that. When you see it, it like reflects back at you.
Siguro in connection with what Lance said, for me, the meaning of life is finding your purpose by existing for other people. So, parang everything we do, it's for somebody else. Parang kunyari, itong podcast. This is not Tano just doing this for the sake na wala lang, para sa sarili niya. But he, may objective siya. I'm not sure what yung exact objective mo. But, alam mo yun, your guest, kami, yung mga guest mo, we get to learn from each other. Tapos, parang kami din mismo, na-realize namin yung mga things na hindi na namin naisip before. And then, your listeners are able to also discover things na hindi nila naisip before. And every day, like, we're waking up every day. Hindi naman tayo nagigising lang just because we want to. Parang may reason tayo lagi. And that's because of other people. Na, after you graduate college, or why are you in college? Kasi you want to get a good career path. You want to be successful. Bakit? Kasi you want to, let's say, support your family or have your own family. So it's always about other people. It's just simply about serving other people, and hopefully we get to leave a mark in their lives, kahit ano pa yan. Inspire them, or you want, kahit nga hate pa yan you still get to learn something from other people. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Annette. Hopefully, hindi naman hate. Hopefully, hindi naman except for
Athena,
Athena.
hate ba yan?
Oo, si Athena yung puro hate.
Except for Athena.
Vibration mention.
Kasi TBH hate tayong lahat ni Athena. Napilitan lang siya ngayon eh. Kasi, ayun.
Scam lang na tayo sabi ko sa kanya.
Kaya actually hate na ni Athena si Alex kasi hindi daw charge ni Alex yung laptop niya. Kaya yan talaga.
Hindi ko sinasadya. Kasi hindi ko in-expect na mag-ano pala, tutunog.
Okay, maganda ka na sa Christmas, Alex. Ipapadala daw sa'yo si Athena na charge. Charge you. Kayo ba? Actually si Dale, what's the meaning of life for you? Since feeling ko, pupunta ka ng langit.
Kaya nga, sasabihin ko rin.
Si Dale na
So now na sumalangit na ako, I have a lot of time to reflect over here. Hindi naman. Pero ako, I'm a strong believer na the meaning of life is about the significant human experiences that you have with one another. And I think it's supposed to be shared. Kasi, for example, like this, it's all those little experiences that you have. For example, yung mga minention ni Lance about yung kamay niya, for example. Tapos parang it's so small, yet parang it defined so much about a person. And the thing is, but through the process of like sharing it with us, parang na-enlighten tayo, napa-appreciate natin siya as a person, and parang na-appreciate natin yung journey to becoming the people that who we are right now. And I think that's good kasi, for example, for us to discuss at a time like this, especially na we're seeing each other through a screen, I personally want the experiences of being like, the things that I miss most about the school is being with my friends. Those small moments na nasa Medrano ka, you stay up all night, you stay up till late at night, you have that experiences where you're just walking, doing nothing and thinking about nothing. And I feel like these experiences, are those that enrich the soul and makes you really reflect about life. And like what Annette said talaga, which really resonated to me is, living for others then. Kasi parang it does something to you that parang even though you self-motivate yourself, doing things for others, parang it's a whole new level of, not necessarily high, pero alam mo yun, it really gets you going and really gets you motivated to do more stuff. Yeah, yun lang. So, thank you, Jesus, for enlightening me.
Sobrang na-enlighten. Well wishes on your travels, Dale. pero TBH, to be perfectly honest, I feel like, sabi mo, Dale, like, ngayon na nawalan tayo ng human interaction kasi lahat tayo screens. Yung mga may online class pa dyan, to be perfectly honest, mas napapagod. Mas napapagod ako, personally. Like, kasi wala yung moments na kunyari after class, parang, punta tayo sa punta tayo sa Animobies or punta tayo sa Agno something. Parang nakaka-refresh lang. Like, the airs, there, then you get to talk to other people. Pero ngayon parang, okay, after class, sige, baba ako sa first floor, inom ako tubig, tapos hintay ako ng 10 minutes, scroll lang Facebook, kasi lang, yan na, may class na ulit. Okay, sige. Let's go. Parang wala na yung experience of like, nagra-rush para bumili ng pagkain. Uy. As president, I feel like you guys get this a lot. Pero pag naglalakad kayo sa hallways or something, marami yung kakamay, no?
Oo.
Okay lang. Parang mayor. Kayo ba? Gio, Alex, Jen?
Sige, I'll go first muna. So, what's the meaning of life? For me, parang life, you should be able to take advantage of it. Kasi parang, daming opportunities na sa harapan mo, pero at the same time, not opportunities are for you. So parang you should be picking it wisely, that parang it makes you happy and it lets you grow and become a better person. And parang I see life like a survival of a fittest. Parang it's a very strange and dark world. Tapos parang you should be able to make yourself happy and then make yourself healthy in a world na sobrang daming preservatives na yung food. And then parang in this essence, parang since sobrang capitalist na, parang for me, life, yung main goal for me is finding your happiness. Kasi sobrang hirap na makapag-find ng genuine happiness with all of the technology. And considering nga ngayon na pandemic, parang sobrang nakapaghinder pa yun in achieving the goal, which is finding your true happiness. Kasi yun nga, as others have mentioned, parang nasa screen na lang, tapos wala ng hugs from your friends. So parang nakakaiba lang sa feeling. And nawala yung parang social life natin. Kasi, ayun nga, with the online classes, as Tano have mentioned, parang after class, kakain, ligo, tulog, parang endless cycle na puro ganun na lang. So, yeah, I guess pandemic really have changed our lives din.
Yeah. Gusto ko na sa lahat ng problema sa mundo, yung hinone-in ni Alex talaga, yung preservative sa pagkain. Yung
On branding.
Kasi pwede pollution, pwede pandemic, pero preservatives.
Sorry.
Pero actually, gusto ko tanong sa'yo, Alex, what's you mentioned true happiness. Like, what's true happiness for you?
True happiness, parang everyday babangon ka, you're not, alam mo yung feeling na you're not putting a fake mask, that you're showing off to people. Tapos, what you're doing, you're really happy about it. Tapos, you have a certain, you know your purpose in life, like what you want to happen, what you want to achieve, and what you want to do every day. Tapos, you also know what's your end goal in life. Parang ganun. Kasi, you have a sense of direction in life. Unlike na, pag wala kang purpose, you really don't know what to, where to head. And, hindi naman kailangan na specific na, ay gusto ko maging CEO or maging, or any goal. Parang, at least you know what you want to do lang. That essence.
Ikaw ba, Gio, Jen? What is for you guys?
Sige, go, Jen. Or ikaw.
Sino una?
Ba topic to?
Bato topic.
Game mo.
Bato. Sync ba tayo?
Ako magsabi. Gio magsabi. Oh, sige. Bato, pick. Uy, panalo si Gio.
Thank you for this honor. Charot. Okay, so simply, for me, the meaning of life is what you make of it. Yun lang. Like, ako kasi, yung gusto ko sabihin kasi something like, talaga for me, yung meaning is, to help make people better, to give everyone a smile. Pero hindi talaga yung sagot ko guys. Kasi may mga moments ako na tipong, like, ang dami ko na question or may mga bagay na halimbawa, nangyayari sa taong to, tapos nagtataka ako, ba't nangyayari sa kanya, parang di naman fair, ganun. Or may mga situation sa lipunan, parang kina-question ko, like, ba't ganyan? Ba't di ganito? So, ayun, sometimes I find things really confusing and I don't get it. Pero, what I do is just, no matter the situation, I'm just gonna keep telling myself, parang, after everything, nandito pa rin ako. So parang, there's still something that I can do. Although I'm not gonna do it the best, although I may not do it as everyone would like, may pwede pa rin akong gawin. And for me, that's already something. So parang, ayun, hindi siya, like gusto ko maging better of course, pero ayun, hindi pa, tao lang kasi ako, di ba? Like, so, hindi perfect yung sagot ko. I'm still questioning things. But for me, like, no matter what happens in life, I'm just gonna remind myself that I'm here and there's still something I can do. And if there's something I can do, then I will make meaning for that. Parang ganun.
Just wanna ask siguro, like what is it that you want? Like, what is that something that you want to do? Or like, what have you made? What's the meaning you've made for life? Siguro so far, um, as of now, as of today.
For me, may mantra ako, mantra ba? Or mantra? Di ko alam. Filipino ako, so sorry sa accent.
Okay na yun. Mantra. Joke lang.
May mantra. Ayun. So, talaga kahit anong mangyayari, yung quote ko is si John Cena nag-inspire sa akin, guys. So, never give up. So, yun lang. As in, ayun. Like, kahit anong mangyayari. Ano ba? Wait lang. Serious ako eh.
Ikaw yung kumante, ikaw yung nagtuturo-turo dyan.
Kasi nag-sign ka. Okay, anyway. So, basta ganun. Like, for me kasi, ang dami kong gustong gawin. Like, sobrang dami. Hindi ko ma-enumerate in one session yan. Lahat ng gusto kong gawin. Like, I want to be a better daughter, I want to be a better sister. Gusto kong good grades. Parang mga ganong bagay. I want to do something for the society that, you know, has a positive influence on others. Parang ganon. Pero, ayun, like, for me, like, hindi na lang ako susuko. Yun lang talaga kailangan kong gawin, feeling ko. And right now, that's my biggest accomplishment. Like, I feel like all of us are going through strange times. So, ayun, just the fact that I'm here and I'm continuing on is already a big accomplishment for me.
Oh, yeah. And I think that goes naman, I mean, for all of us, like, not giving up talaga, not quitting. Lalo na ngayon, even when, now that quitting seems so much easier, I guess. But the fact now we're still here and we're still doing this, we've, for yung mga tapos na, that you have done this. You have carried the mantle, carried the whole weight of the orgs in your shoulders. So parang that's an accomplishment in and of itself, like just not quitting and not giving up. Kasi ang bigat niya to carry.
So for me naman kasi, to add ko dyan lang, of course, syempre, kasama na rin yung very common na slogan na never give up. So recently nga, during this pandemic, my friends and I started a clothing line, which is the Bad Habit Clothing. So, doon pa lang nag-revolve na somehow nakuha rin yung parang the meaning of life para sa akin na life is like a game na every level dapat merong mga different challenges. Pero dapat nag-grow ka rin as a character or as a person, di ba? So, yun, sobrang timely na kahit na pandemic, kailangan nating mag-hustle, kailangan natin na maging productive. Kahit ano pa man yan, pandemic lang yan, kami pa rin to, parang ganun. So kung ganun yung mindset mo, syempre dapat hindi ka mag-quit sa life mo. Parang kailangan tuloy-tuloy lang kasi there's something bigger than that. So yun, yung pinaka-point ko naman is same as Jens na never give up kahit na sobrang laki na ng challenges na binibigay sa'yo. Meron namang mga tao dyan na laging nasa likod. So, tiwala lang, gano'n.
Yeah. Tiwala lang. Except kunyari si Athena, hindi yata ako magtitiwala. Parang magdadalawang isip ako. Kunyari trustful, feeling ko, kakabahan ako. Papagpawisan yung kilikili ko pag si Athena yung sasalo. Kasi hindi ko alam kung...
Tutulak pa natin.
tutulak mo. Siguro ngayon, before we siguro to wrap things up before we go on our own separate ways. Ah. Pero ganun. What's the one thing that you guys, not just as president, siguro as people, as individuals, um, what's the most important thing na you've learned throughout your life? So siguro other people can take something away from that. Like, what's the one thing you've garnered from all your experiences, everything you've been through, everything you've done? What's the one biggest thing that you've learned?
Start kasi may pumasok bigla sa isip ko.
Go lang.
So, yun, yung very common na phrase na the best experience is the best teacher. So, ako kasi as a person, sobrang gago before and all. Pero once I learned the lesson nung sinasabi nung experience na yun, sobrang fulfilling na i-share siya sa ibang tao kasi para hindi na nila magawa or mangyari pa sa kanila. Like, yung mga very bad experiences na yan, maganda siyang i-share as a lesson, pero sana i-absorb nung taong sinasabihan mo na hindi maganda para sa'yo yan, something like that. Ayun yung lesson na walang makakaturo sa'yo kundi yung experience lang talaga. Ganun. So parang, yun yung pinaka, sa akin, tumatak para sa akin.
Ako naman, for me, the best experience that I've learned siguro is to take things slow once in a while. Especially now. Parang in a blink of an eye, feeling ko kakasimula ko lang mag-president. Pero now, handling my turnover, papalitan na next set of officers. And parang feeling ko dati fresh pa lang ako eh. Tapos ngayon, graduating na ako. So, I guess for me, is for us to appreciate, sometimes just have a moment to take a look around. And sometimes the relationships na nakikita mo around you, you have to appreciate it. Kasi mag-iiba perspective mo eh. Parang, hindi lang siya magiging normal. It's gonna be precious to you. And that for me is something that's worthwhile as a person talaga. Yun lang.
Siguro sa akin, in relation to what Dale said, siguro I learned how to appreciate time. Since, we don't know how long tayo nandito. So parang, we should always take every second, like, we should treasure it. Tapos, since we only have limited time, we could also make an impact to others' lives na rin. And again, with what I said, with the meaning of life, parang find our purpose here in Earth. Parang why are we living, or what's our mission ba? Why are we sent here? Pero parang appreciate every second of the time lang naman kasi we have limited time here sa Earth. So make good use of it, take opportunities, and help others din. And parang, I think what we give will also come back din sa atin. I think that's one of the sayings with Confucius. So what you give will always come back with you. So if you give good kindness, will also come back to you. Kasi parang, it's a cycle lang naman. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What you give comes back to you. Gusto ko yung may mga quotes pa talaga tayo. Alex from Confucius. Jen from John Cena.
John Cena.
You can't see me.
Ako, for me, it's to see the good in everything. Hindi naman yung over positive ka, with para ka nang sira ulo dyan. But, ang dali kasing, alam mo yun, to focus on the bad side. Like, kunyari ngayon, may pandemic, ganito. It's so easy to be frustrated about everything, but it's so hard to see the silver lining of things. Na parang right now, may pandemic, yes. And hindi naman natin yun ina-neglect yung situation na yun. But on the good side, we get to also spend time with your family, diba? I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't able to, lalo yung mga naka-condo, aren't able to spend time with their family, but right now, diba? And I think kung meron tayong classes, we won't be able to do this podcast. Di ba? Wala tayong time. Pero, ano yun, di ba? We all made time for this. Tapos, how online classes, it's difficult. But then on the positive side, it's also a way to move forward. So, that's what I really learned so far from my experiences. Always see the good in everything kasi that will be your driving force to continue. It will be a good motivation for everyone na despite all the negatives are just temporary, and despite that there will always be good things that will come out of that.
Yeah. All the Pero question ko dun, Annette, if all the negatives are temporary, are all positives also temporary?
I think, it's a cycle.
Mm.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle that never stops. This may be temporary. Kunyari, your presidency is just temporary. But then, yun nga, as your journey ends, there's always something that begins. Diba? Kung kunyari, namatay tayo dito sa mundong to, ayan, samahan na natin si Dale sa heaven. Parang, alam mo yun, parang there's no end. It's just a cycle. Life is a cycle. Paulit-ulit lang, ikot lang tayo ng ikot.
Parang siyang gulong.
Yeah.
Sometimes up, sometimes down.
Yeah. But it's gonna keep turning.
Ako naman, I'd say, remember those times where you're so busy, you're just going to say, oh, I'll just push that back. It's like even those times now, wait lang, I have a meeting. It's like thinking of it now, it's like you really see the value in time, like as everyone was talking about. And sometimes those things that you push them back so far that you forget about it. Or like, for example, you push it back so far that biglang COVID happened. You're like, damn, I can't see my friends anymore. It's like, it feels bad because like sometimes you push away just like so you could fix your schedule and everything. And then the time that you really want that human connection, you can't really get it anymore. Because we can't really leave our houses as much. So it's kind of sad lang. Pero it's like a one thing for us to reflect on. It's like, what do you call this? There are times that we have like things to prioritize, but there are times that we don't, like we have to prioritize other things. Like of course our friends, our family, and like Acads, like as one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. May think ka balance na pinush back na parang nag-regret ka na parang I shouldn't have pushed that back?
Yeah, siguro sometimes like hangouts with friends because like I'd tell them, oh wait, I'm tired because I have a meeting. Like tuloy-tuloy. So sometimes I have to push that back. And then like nasayangan ako na we couldn't have done that like before this pandemic hit. So the next time we can do it is probably next year na. Just sad.
In my whole life, wait, magpa-paraphrase ako ng matinong para hindi nyo ako hindi nyo nakatawagan masyado. Okay.
So, si John Cena.
I will rephrase a famous maxim. So, the greatest lesson for me is this world may be harsh, but this world is our world. So, sa buhay ko kasi, di ba may mga moments na feeling mo parang di dapat talaga nangyayari yung mga bagay. And parang, as Lance mentioned, parang gusto mong, like you forget about it or you want to escape, parang ganun. So, when those thoughts would go, like parang gusto ko nang mag-escape, like hindi lang short term, like yung tipong talagang ayoko na, bye. Ayun, iniisip ko lang na parang even if we fast forward time, even if we, kung ano man mangyari, this like entire place is ours, like it's all of ours. So, like for me, I just think na even if I want to act selfishly, there are still people I'm going to affect with my actions. So, ayun, parang, I need to put myself to a degree of accountability so that I don't become someone, like just a jerk na tipong, bye, ganun. Yun lang.
Yeah. For sure.
For me naman, one of the greatest lessons I've learned so far is that relationships are very important. Like, if not the most, one of the most, if not one of the most, but the most important. Kasi like humans are social beings. And in connection to what like Dale said, parang sabi niya na yung with the thing with pushing time, thinking that you have too much time in the future and you regret na hindi mo na magagawa, which is spending time with your friends. Kasi relationships are very important. Family, friends, romantic relationships, whatever. And in connection with what Dale said nga kanina, yung said the meaning of life niya is yung the significant human experience that is meant to be shared. As in, tinayip ko talaga kasi I really like that quote na sinabi niya kanina. Emphasis on that is meant to be shared. Kasi diba like, kunwari, ako from my perspective, from the past years, despite how hard my presidency, my term as a president was, I look back sa mga nung lead natin, yung mga meetings natin na naglolokohan lang tayo. Kasi yun yung relationship ko with you guys as friends. And I'm a very sentimental person na I really treasure yung mga small moments like those na
yung mga binabangga mo yung armchair ko, ganun. Mga ginagano mo yung armchair. Nananahimik lang ako, pero ginagano.
Ayun, like yung mga stuff like that. Kasi like, in the last moments of your life, hindi mo naman iisipin na parang if hindi mo pagsisisihan, hindi mo naman masyado magfo-focus na sana pala binili ko to, sana pala ginawa ko to, but more like sana I spent more time with my mom, with my dad, my family, with my friends. So ayun, really important talaga yung relationship. And parang lately ko lang siya na-realize talaga. Kasi one of my EBs sa JPA was, so di ba may org and Acads na nga kami. So ako talaga, parang palagi kong sinasabi, yung family ko naman, nandyan lang sila palagi. I live with them. Okay lang na I sacrifice my time with them. Pero one of my EBs, every Sunday, totally no orgs, totally no Acads siya. Family day sa kanya yung Sunday. And parang back then, inisip ko, sayang naman yung isang araw na yun. Like, totally para lang spending time with your family. Parang, I could be doing org work, I could be studying for exams. Pero, now na I'm looking back, that one day I spent per week studying or doing org work, hindi ko naman siya tinetreasure ngayon. like right now ba, parang iisipin ko na, oh, that one Sunday na nag-aaral ako para sa quiz na to, I really cherish that moment. Hindi naman, diba? So parang, what's really important in life is like your social connection with people, the people that are important to you, the people that you love. So ayun, relationships are very important. And
Grabe. And now that it's coming to a close, like, the year, the terms, the academic year itself, parang, it's on the grand scheme of things, parang in our lives, di ba? 1 year lang siya eh. It's just like, 12 months lang siya in a year. So, parang ang bilis lang niya compared. Pero when you're in it, there's a moment in time, syempre, I know for all of us then, parang it's so long, it's so hard sometimes, na ang raming ginagawa, talagang ang rami. Pero looking back, I think it's the struggle also that is the reason kung bakit parang okay, this was worth it. This was my duty, this is my responsibility, this is what I asked for, this is tapos dahil mahirap siya, it's the reason why gusto din siya for some reason eh. Kasi 'di ba, nothing worth it ever comes easy. And hindi ko alam, wala akong i-quote dun kasi hindi ko alam kung saan nanggaling yun. Nakita ko lang yun sa Facebook minsan. Mark Zuckerberg 2019 ganun or something. Yeah. Grabe. Wala lang, yun lang. Yun lang naman. Ayun lang naman.
existential crisis pala nung podcast na to.
Okay. Napaisip.
Yeah, ayun. So, thank you guys for ito mga nasirang plaka pero thank you for taking the time and super duper appreciate all of you na ganda ng pagsasama natin throughout the year. And I wouldn't have any other set of pro presidents with me in my term to make it all the better. So yan. Thanks guys.